What's up, you certified beauties? Nick here from Nick's Taxes, back with another video. Today I just want to update you guys regarding what's going on with CERB, CRB, taxes, and kind of all of that in one. I know we're heading into tax season, and so there's been a lot of questions regarding taxes. So I want to cover some of these things in today's video. I also want to talk about a way that you can reduce your 2020 taxes right now, but you need to act very quickly in order to do so, and I will let you know about that at the end of this video. But before we get started into the content, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I make videos on Canadian tax, personal finance, investing, and the CERB, so please consider joining me and subscribing. Also, if you get value out of this video, just get that thumbs up a click. It just helps my channel grow, gets this video out there to more people. Okay, so thanks for doing that, and let's jump into the content for today. So I know we've been talking at length about the CERB and the Canada Recovery Benefits, about them being taxable. And so by now you've probably received a T4A slip or a T4E slip to report these recovery benefit incomes. And so whether you've received a T4A or a T4E, it doesn't really matter as long as you are entering in the proper area on the tax software. If you're doing it yourself, you'll see a box there that shows the amount of CERB or recovery benefit income that you've received, and also there will be a box that shows the amount of tax that's been withheld. You're going to enter those numbers and whatever other boxes are completed into the tax software to start filing your taxes. Don't ask me how much tax I owe. I can't make that assumption or determination for you unless you enter everything in. The amount of taxes you're going to owe is based on the amount of taxable income that you have. So when you factor in your employment income, investment income, anything else, that all gets factored in, and then they calculate how much tax you owe based on that income. And then based on how much you've already paid in tax, you're either going to owe a little bit more or you're going to get a little bit back in terms of a refund. One thing I actually want to talk about, not in this video, but going forward, is I want to hear what you guys think about the CRB turning into UBI, Universal Basic Income. So this being just a flat income amount for people who meet a certain eligibility, and they'll get X amount of dollars every month. I'm going to make a video on that. Believe it or not, Canada has tried this a couple times in the past. They've done some testing or experiments. And so I'm going to share with you guys that information and talk about what that might look like going forward. And I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think about that. But back on the topic of taxes and the Canada Recovery Benefits and all of that, the CRA wait times are very long. The phone lines go from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you're best to try to call early in the morning, right at 9, or at the end of the day. They also have a callback feature that you can take advantage of. That way you're not waiting on hold for the entire day. I have said in a previous video that they have hired more people and extended the hours, and hopefully that would reduce the amount of wait time. However, it doesn't appear that that is the case. Wait times are still very long, and people are having a tough time actually getting a hold with an agent. So my best recommendation is don't call the CRA unless you absolutely have to. Sign up for their CRA My Account, and you can get a lot of information through your account online instead of actually calling. Don't call unless it's kind of a last resort effort at this point in time, because the lines are just absolutely crazy. So next thing I also want to talk about is on your T4s, you'll receive certain boxes in your T4. You're used to seeing the box 14, box 22 as your employment income and your income taxes withheld. But you're also going to see boxes, I believe, 57 to 60. And on those boxes are going to be the income that you earned during certain time periods when the CERB was coming out. And your employers were forced to do this by the government to help the government determine who was eligible for the CERB, so they can go back and kind of audit people who received the $2,000 a month CERB when they applied for it. So when you're filing your own taxes, you'll notice that those boxes will be filled out if you do have a T4. And all the tax softwares have those boxes now in place for you to enter those in, and then that information will go to the government. We've also talked about the CERB Clawback or CRB Clawback. So if you make over $38,000 net income in the year, you have to pay some of your recovery benefits back. I've made some videos on this. I've been looking at some tax softwares, and it looks like these softwares are going to help you with that calculation, and I'm going to show you step by step how they do that in a video very soon. But it's kind of reassuring to know that the tax softwares are taking this into consideration, so you don't have to do any guesswork really when it comes to doing this, and they will be able to guide you through what that looks like on your tax return. The other great thing with the COVID benefits this year is the COVID work from home deduction. So if you've worked from home this year, you could qualify for the COVID work from home office deduction. So what that looks like, there's two methods. There's a detailed method. If your employer issues you a certain tax form, you can apply for the detailed method. If they don't, you can use the flat line method, and that's the equivalent of $2 per day for every day that you are working from home, up to a total of $400 in deductions. So you can claim up to $400 as a deduction if you've been working from home due to COVID. And I've made videos on that in the past as well, but that's something that you can use to help lower the amount of taxes that you'll owe this year. Lastly, if you're concerned about if you owe money or not this year because you've received the CERB, you should be taking a look at a tax calculator. If you haven't already received all your files, you can kind of do this to kind of give yourself an idea of what to expect for your tax return this year. I've made videos on how to use a tax calculator in the past, and I will link those in my description for you to go and check out. But basically, it's just a simple walkthrough, and you can do it yourself, very easy. Another way that you can take advantage of lowering your taxes this year, and you only have until the beginning of March, so you only have a couple days to do this, but you can contribute into your Rrsp. So if you have Rrsp Contribution room, you can make that contribution, and that will lower your taxable income by the amount of the contribution. Also, there are tax softwares out there like the Cloud Tax Calculator that will consider that in the calculation. You could input in your income, you could also input in the amount of Rrsp contributions, and you can see the results. So if you're interested in saving some money by investing through your Rrsp, do it now, and you can apply that towards your 2020 tax return. You also have the ability to make those contributions now and apply them to your 2021 tax return or for a future year going forward. But if you want to apply towards the 2020 tax return, you have the first 60 days of 2021 to make those contributions. So that's all for today's video. I got some other ones coming down the pipeline soon, but we're getting into tax season, so it's going to get really busy, so I'll be a little bit more spotty on my posts most likely, but I'm going to try to help you guys out with putting out more tax return information for you guys. So make sure to give this a thumbs up, give me a little bit more love and exposure to all the Canadians who are going to need help this year filing their taxes. I'm going to try to give you guys some value information to do them yourself. So that's all for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes, and as always, happy taxing.